Hi everyone, it's a very beautiful day, and today we're going to be talking about content creation, the beta reality for beginners. If you are a beginner on YouTube, or you've not grown that big on YouTube, this is for you. Starting a YouTube channel is exciting, but new creators often face several challenges as they try to grow their audience and establish themselves. I have with me some common struggles they have to encounter. One of the struggles most beginners face is procrastination. A lot of beginners plan to start a YouTube channel a long time ago, but they've not been able to do it. And there are many others that want to start, but it has taken them very long and they've not started. They were waiting for the most perfect time. This most perfect time is not realistic. If you're really interested in starting a YouTube channel, start it, no matter how bad it is. Just get a camera, start capturing some videos, put it out there and see how it is. By the time you do 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you begin to see how to improve, and gradually you will master the art. There are people that have stayed for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They've been planning to start a YouTube channel that up to now they've not started. So there is no better time than now. The next thing is low views and subscriber growth. As a new content creator, you find it very difficult dealing with low views and subscriber growth. New channels lack an established audience, making it hard to get initial traction, which is natural. If you're going there new, then it's always very hard. You cannot compete with those that already have established audience. The YouTube algorithm tends to favor channels with existing engagements, making it difficult for newcomers to get recommendation. Many quit early because growth feels very, very slow, especially when you look at the infamous 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. This is a hurdle for monetization that you have to cross if you really want to be monetized. So these are some of the problems you have to struggle with as a new content creator. Learning to grow your channel from the scratch, struggling with low views, subscriber count, and they tell you that you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to become a YouTube partner, to get into the YouTube partner program and get your channel monetized. It's very, very hard if you are there as a novice. Now the next thing is finding a niche, a unique voice. Many new creators struggle to find a balance between trending topics and their true passion. If you're there on YouTube space, you see a lot of people with so many views and begin to wonder, what is it that can't you just copy somebody's work? And so if you're not very careful, you continue to copy from one content creator to another and you forget your own true passion, and you continue to struggle and struggle and struggle on YouTube without really understanding where your niche is. There are other niches that are oversaturated, like the gaming, the tech reviews, vlogging. It makes it hard to stand out if this is where you're going into, because there are so many people that are into that space. So if you're going there, you have to struggle a lot. So it's always good you make your own research and know those niches that are still not quite saturated, and you get there. Some try to copy successful creators instead of developing their own style. This is what I'm saying, because if you think you can continue to copy successful creators, fine if it works for you, but I know it will work for some people, but you cannot leave your whole channel copying people's work. It's very, very hard. Sometimes you find yourself put off completely. So the fourth thing is consistency and burnout. Posting regularly, maybe weekly or twice a week or once in every 2 weeks, is tough, especially when you have to combine it with school work or maybe 9 to 5 job or other responsibilities, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to cope, especially if you're coming there new. There are high effort videos like editing, scripting, thumbnail, can also lead to burnout. If you're starting, this thing will take you a lot of time to do, so it gets people discouraged, and that's why many give up at a few months due to lack of results. Yes, you're starting, you put in so much effort. Sometimes one video will take you 2 or 3 days to produce, and after producing, you go and put it out there and nobody watches, and you feel discouraged, and you feel out of place. So why are you even wasting your time when people are not watching your content? You don't understand what YouTube is doing, but it comes with time. Now the next thing, which is the 5th thing, is video quality and learning curve. Your new creators have limited equipment, like poor microphone, poor lighting, the editing software. You don't even know the best for you, and you continue to struggle. Of course, it takes time to learn editing, search engine optimization, and thumbnail design. It takes a lot of time. So find out that when you're coming on YouTube space, your first few videos, they look well unpolished, while some struggle with scripting, pacing, or camera confidence. These are other things that as a content creator you have to struggle and learn to use, or you want to do very well. Like camera confidence, there are so many people that cannot stand before the camera and say anything. Why is it? They be shy, or some people don't just naturally love to see their faces on camera. So all these things you have to learn to struggle with and know how to overcome those hurdles for you to really make progress on YouTube. This is very, very interesting and true. Then the next, which is the 6th thing, is algorithm frustration. Sometimes YouTube algorithm is unpredictable. So videos randomly blow up while others flop despite effort. Yes, sometimes you put in a lot of efforts to produce a video and you feel it has all the things it needs to get traction, but when you put it out there, nobody watches. Well, sometimes you are there, you just put one video carelessly and it gets all the traction, it goes viral. So sometimes some of this algorithm can be very, very frustrating. New channels don't get much suggested video placement, of course, making discoverability hard. If you're coming new, you don't expect to see a lot of people discovering your channel. Why? Because you don't have that engagement, you don't have people, you don't have audience. And so YouTube's use certain metrics, and if you don't have those metrics as a newcomer, it will take you a lot of time before people get to discover you. And sometimes changing trend means creators must adapt quickly or risk losing relevance. Of course, certain things, the YouTube algorithm changes with time. And of course, even the content creation, also there are seasonal. You have to learn how it works. And once there's change in the algorithm or the pattern of YouTube behavior, you have to learn to follow the trend, else you'll be left alone. Then the next thing is, which is the 7th, is monetization challenges. Before reaching the 1,000 subscriber and 4,000 watch hour, no creators earn nothing on ads. It's hard. Sometimes it takes somebody a year, some 2 years, some 3 years, some 4 years before they get monetized, before they cross this hurdle, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which is very tough. So sponsorship and brand deals are rare for small channels. Of course, you don't have the audience. Who is going to sponsor you? Where will you get the brand deals? Brand deals are for people with audience, are for creators with big audience. So many rely on Patreon match or side hustle to fund their content early on. Yes, you're starting, you have to source for fund to be able to fund your project, to be able to fund your content creation. So these are things you have to struggle to overcome as you come into into YouTube space as a new content creator. Now, another big thing is dealing with negativity or comparison. There are haters, trolls, and negative comments can demotivate new creators. Yes, haters, trolls, and negative comment can demotivate new creators. God, if you're somebody that is not used to negative comments in your life, some people are natural haters. They'll just come. Sometimes what they will even write on your comment section has nothing to do with your content. Some people are just natural haters. They just hate you because of the country you're coming from, sometimes because of the region you're coming from, or because of your race. They'll just throw insult or some terrible comments on your comment section, and you begin to struggle with. So if you're a content creator that is not used to some of these things, or is not ready to build a thick skin for such things, you find it very discouraging. And some people even give up. They say they can't stand such insults or such negative comments on this platform. So that's how it is. So sometimes comparing yourself to established YouTubers, you wonder, why are you not growing so fast? Yes, you begin to doubt yourself. Yes, you can't just compare yourself with other established content creators because they've been there way ahead of you, and you expect them to have gotten the audience, and you just can't compare. So imposter syndrome is common. Many feel their content isn't good enough. Yes, while it is true, sometimes because you are new in the system, you may not produce content that is good enough to trend on the YouTube space. But then it's also very, very important to know that it takes time to learn all these things. While sometimes because you don't get the audience, even if the content is very good. Yeah, finally guys, we got to talk about copyrighted materials. It could be a music or a clip, and that's something that you can use on your channel, but you have to be very careful. If you're not the original owner of the music or that clip, and you use it on your channel, it's likely going to attract copyright strike, which could lead to demonetization. Yeah, it could lead to demonetization, or it could also lead to your channel being taken down. So you have to be very careful. Once the music, you don't have the right to use that music. You know, sometimes even fair usage policy can be disputed. So you have to be very careful. Most importantly, when you're starting, you may not have sufficient fund to be able to pay for some of these materials. As such, you avoid them completely so that you stay safe until such a time when you grow on the YouTube space where you can afford to pay for some of these services. Then you can use them on your channel. Else it could lead to your channel being taken down or demonetized. So we have to be very careful if you're coming on YouTube and all these things are happening. This is all I have for now. Thank you so much for being part of this channel today, and I hope to see you some other time. Please do enjoy and have a nice day. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, give us a like, and where you can, please do share it to friends and new YouTubers, and that's going to be of great help to so many of them. Thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you next time.